Hello, my name is Mordred and I'm very happy to bring you the first episode of this Let's Play Mount & Blade Warband with the Prophecy of Pendor 3.7 version. So let's jump in. As you can see, we have this new screen, loads of new graphics. It's all looking very sweet. For full disclosure, I am one of the developers. I helped in Pendor 3 until 3.3 I think, and I've had a very small amount to do with 3.7. This really is the work of other developers who you can see here in the credits. So please do give this a look, and big shout out to everyone who did help out here. Fantastic work, guys. I played a little bit just as a test, and I'm now going to bring you the recorded version. So let's jump in. Starting a new game. We are going to be playing Mettenheim style, of course. I'm Mordred. I love Mettenheim. The starting choices have changed somewhat. I probably won't spend too long on this. I'm not entirely sure, just because I can't remember what all of these different versions do. If you want to stop and read the text, then please do pause at the relevant times. Let's jump in. Okay, so we are going to be a minor noble. And very little idle time as your father. I'm not going to serve a Berkeley noble, because that would be treason of the highest kind. A man of Mettenheim does not help Berkeley. Fend for myself, a hunt in the woods. Fend for myself. After what seemed an eternity, my life changed. I was given the opportunity to become an engineer and a builder. I think that fits. As the fates would have it, everything in your world changed suddenly. You had no choice but to leave the lands of Berkeley and strike out for Pendor because, and this is one of the new options, you get a message. No, sorry, the letter. The letter that changed your life forever. I'll let you read these yourself. My reading voice isn't great. I'd rather just talk. So, people are actively seeking my death and my demise, as I am the true heir to the Silver Throne of Pendor.
The die has been cast.
Okay, so these banners have, I think, been updated. They're looking really rather nice. My only complaint is the banner I used to always use is no longer here, which is unfortunate. It used to be like the red and black with, the yellow and black with the cross in the middle. So let's see if I can find something else that I like instead. Just give me a moment here. Quite like that one. Very Mettenheim, very defensive, very stalwart. My test game I was playing with this one, but I kept on forgetting who I was, so I probably won't use that one again. I do like this one, I must admit. It's quite Germanic. No, I'm going to go with the castle. Where's it gone? There it is. And I am going to quit without saving, because this game does crash sometimes, unfortunately. Now, in a revelation that may surprise some of you, my name will be Clausewitz. And let's see, the skills that I will use. So, Mettenheim style requires that I play only on foot. I'm going to be using primarily two-handed weapons, though I am permitted to use polearms, one-handed weapons, throwing weapons, and crossbows. I may not use bows. The biggest thing is I am not allowed to ride. None of my army are allowed to ride. I can hire cavalry troops, but at the beginning of every battle they must dismount. This is Mettenheim style. It is all about playing the infantry game. Some of the setups for some of these battles will be a bit slower as a result, so I may speed those up, but when we actually get to the clash of things I'll return to normal speed and we'll fight normally. Okay, in my party I must have Frederick, although I can pick any of the others. So it's very likely I'll have the Frederick-Donovan combo. Because I'm Mettenheim, I will not recruit any Berkeley troops unless I have Donovan in the party with me. So the only time I will use Berkeley, because Mettenheim and Berkeley are basically at war at this point in the game. And I must try and acquire as many Mettenheim troops as I can. Great. So, attributes. The most important attribute probably is pathfinding, so I will need a high intelligence. The next one is athletics. I need to be able to run around, I need to be quick. I'd also quite like looting to earn some money, so I'll need agility, though that's less of a priority. So I think right now my main priority will be intelligence. Let's bump that up to 12 so I can get 4 points. Let's get pathfinding up to 4. I could probably do with having strength higher. Let's get agility to 9 just so it's a round number. For every 3 points of this you get 1 extra level in this. Well, you can have 1 extra level in that. Then strength is the next thing I need because I need to be able to do more damage and things. Great. I probably want Iron Flesh to be a bit tougher. I definitely want athletics. I definitely want power strike. Looting's one I was talking about. Training would certainly be helpful. See if there's anything else I need before I take that. Inventory management would be good. I don't usually take the doctoring ones. I tend to let one of my companions train that up. Likewise with engineering. Leadership would be good, but it's already maxed. Trade I let a companion usually do. So I am going to take these points in. Where was it? Training. There it is. Excellent. And oddly enough, all of these points are going to go into two-handed weapons. Excellent. Now, the most important part of Mettenheim style is you must have a mustache. It is integral that you have a mustache. I'm going to look fairly like Clausewitz, I think. Sorry, not Clausewitz. What's his name? Frederick, that's the one. There we are. Except I think Klaus was actually blonde. So I'll be blonde. But I have a nice big mustache. That's the important thing. Whoop. Okay, don't usually bother with that stuff. Let's go. So I can either go to Javiksholm with the Fyrdsvane or Torba with the Dashar. Fyrdsvane are very infantry orientated. In the previous run through of this that I did many years ago, I went with the Empire. So you may go with Fyrdsvane this time. Okay, the first fight. See if I can get a lucky shot off with the crossbow. He is not an archer. Bullseye. Easy fight. Hello, merchant. Okay, so we go back to his house. He will speak to us about a lost family member. Okay. There we go. So here we are in the outskirts of Javiksholm. The map has changed. It's slightly more detailed, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't actually spent too much time looking at it yet. Like I said, I only did a very quick test run of maybe half an hour or so. Speaking of which, I should set a timer. There we are. So, early game. The early game has improved somewhat. There are more small parties and things around that you can hunt down and kill, which makes the early game a little more interesting than just trying to grind through levels. We will try and keep the party small in the beginning, possibly with mercenaries, depending on how much money we have. A bit. So we need to equip ourselves. It's been a while since I played this game, so please do forgive any early screw-ups. Fine, Crosshill Noble. Oh, I need more strength. Oops. I will be getting a two-hander as soon as I can. And here is the very important pop-up telling you who was involved and what you can and cannot do. Marketplace, goods merchant. We will sell those, that. Sell that. Need a bit more money. Money's always good. Arms. I want a decent two-handed weapon. Now, I must admit, I am very partial to two-handed blunt weapons. For example, the long-hafted spiked mace and the polehammer, especially the polehammer. Polehammer is a brilliant weapon. And my very secret favourite weapon is in fact the humble quarterstaff. It's one of the fastest blunt two-handers that you can have, and it's got a really good block and decent range. So especially when you get the iron staff, you can really become an absolute juggernaut on the field with that. But for the moment I need a two-hander. I could go with a Volge. So Rusty Bardiche does a fair amount more damage. These are probably a bit too pricey. I think I'm going to go with the Rouge for the moment. We'll sell these. So I'm not taking any extra weapons. As a two-handed weapon warrior, you need to keep yourself light and quick on the feet, so you basically just want to have your weapon plus whatever armour. I'm chucking the horse in the inventory. Having horses in the inventory, they act as pack animals and make the party faster. So we'll usually have 6 or 9 of those depending on our inventory management skill. The next thing we will do is visit there. Now I must admit, I have totally abused my position as a developer and got one of my requested features in. I usually played with a very small tweak by Mad Vader, but that tweak is actually in the game now, and when we see it I will show you what it is. Until then I will leave you in suspense, but needless to say it will make the Mettenheim run a little more interesting. And there are more people up here. Sarah the Fox, and oh, Donovan. Doubt I can recruit you just yet. Oops, no, don't hit him. What is it, Man of Barclay? $3,000. Yeah, I don't have that money. Sarah, I think you might be cheaper. Sarah usually acts as my agility character, so she'll have high looting. Yeah, we'll take that. I do usually run with a certain set of companions. On the forums you can see what the different companions are and what they do and everything like that. I cannot remember offhand just who I use, so I'll try and have that sorted by the next episode. Right, so we have a group of sellswords, Sarah the Fox and ourselves. We are on foot, we are not mounted, because cavalry is evil. It's not really evil, we just... Mettenheim is a volcano. It does not have the land
What have we here?
to maintain a large cavalry force, so the people of Mettenheim have come to really dislike horses. And actually, as kind of a... what's the order again?
Everyone!
Formation? There we are. F2, F5. I need to do that at the beginning of every fight. And then otherwise I usually tell people to stand closer. As an infantry soldier, you will tend to... I told you to dismount. How is this? Okay. So there is a bug of a kind, which basically means that your troops won't always take your orders, particularly the dismount. So come on, Sarah, get off the sodding horse. Oh, wrong button, that's why. Get off, there you go. Up and that one. So we'll start moving from side to side a bit, avoid their arrows. Unfortunately the AI is pretty bad for making up any movement to the side. They always miss, seemingly. Let's see how this weapon handles. It's not one here. Sarah's quick. And there we go. Victory in our very first fight. I will set that up, but I'll do it manually first. So my usual rule is I'll take anything up to 50 coins and then I'll dump the rest. It just takes up too much inventory and it fills up too quickly. Abandon it. Party. Sarah the Fox. Talk. Tell me about your skills first off. I don't actually remember how good you are. So you are good at power striking and riding, but you won't be riding. Yeah, you are the looter. It is an agility skill, so you will definitely be my primary looter. One of the problems with Sarah the Fox in the early game is getting her strength up so she can actually wear some decent armour. I think I usually stop at 9 strength, possibly 12. Again, I must admit it is a while since I last played this. Throwing knives you can keep, swords you can keep. With the Corsair, however, you will not. Your armour is a 32. That's actually better than what I have, but you started with it. I'll let you keep it. I'm sure I'll get something better soon enough, and I usually bump up the companions to the top of the list. I'm not going to bother recruiting peasants right now. I'll stick with just mercenaries and companions just to keep things light. Let's have a little wander around. Oh, who's that? 4 more outlaws. There's definitely more of these small parties to eat up in the early game, so you can get a bit of experience, train yourself up.
A manhunter.
No, I am not a manhunter.
Tear them apart!
My character is apparently very posh. I always kind of think that Pendor is kind of England, so a posh English accent. Oh, what? Okay, that is a very odd bug. I can see from the shadow that I am in fact still holding an axe, though I am no longer holding an axe. Sorry about that. I have no idea what happened there. I can't switch my weapon around to test. But yeah, I think I'm still armed. We'll soon find out. Scary thought. Okay, apparently no one's armed. That's really bizarre. Everyone survived? Yeah. We're bossing this. Access item pool. Talk to Sarah. I'd like to talk to you how you manage your equipment. This is one of the nicest changes. You may upgrade your armor. So basically, whenever something of better quality appears in the loot, you can say equip your own stuff, and if there is something better, then they will equip it. Let's talk about how you upgrade your weapons. Upgrade it as follows: one-handed weapon, shield, and then 2 sets of throwing, I guess. Throwing and throwing. Is this satisfactory? Yes, it is. Do not upgrade your horse, and do not make everyone upgrade as you do. Great. I did just loot everything of interest, but I will just say that very quickly. She'll switch her weapons around and she'll grab a helmet. Oh, that's the point. I don't have a helmet yet, do I? Tattered hood. I'm looking like a proper peasant. Fantastic. Actually, is that better? 16 to 7. It is a lot better. So I'm currently on my way to Sarlione, just to see who's kicking around there. Who are you? 10 Vanskari Raiders. Probably too strong for us at this very point. We are very low level. We do only have cell swords, so kind of the base tier for mercenaries. Now you can speed up your movement speed by holding Control spacebar, or you can just wait in place by holding spacebar. Two very useful little hotkeys in this. So I tend to kind of jump ahead like this. Ooh, that's a point. Who are we at war with? That letter might have made some of the factions dislike us. How do I tell? Nope. I thought it said in here. Nope. Here we go. Faction relations. So, the Empire dislikes us, Sarlione dislikes us, and Ravenstern dislikes us. So basically everyone dislikes us. Mettenheim currently dislike us, but they won't for long, because they're our best buddies. Nordor don't like us, Melitene don't like us. So basically everyone hates us. Fantastic. And how about the Knighthood Orders? Everyone is indifferent except for the Griffin, who are secretly my best buddies, and the Radiant Cross, just because they're all round nice guys. Knights of Dawn, cutthroat evil heretics. Knights of the Ebony Gauntlet, a little mad. Knights of Eventide, cutthroat evil heretics. Don't really know what religion Mettenheim would be. Certainly not Dawn and Eventide. In the lore, Mettenheim did actually have a Dawn garrison for a time, but they were recalled to Barclay when Barclay was having their own internal struggles. And that is what left Mettenheim open to a snake cult invasion. And that is when Mettenheim actually got its independence from Barclay, is when it was able to beat off this snake cult invasion without Barclay's help. So I was very heavily, in my time as a developer, involved with the lore of the game, particularly that of the Knighthood Orders. The reason that I got involved with Pendor actually is when I first started playing it, I thought these orders are cool, they have real potential, but there's something missing, there isn't much lore in it about them. This was version 2 of Pendor. So I sent Saxon Dragon a message basically said, dude, you need to change this. Do so much more with the orders than you have right now, like have some actual lore between them, or make them a bit more differentiated, add some relations between the orders, so there's more like interaction between them. And it was like, okay, that's a good idea, but why don't you join the team and do it yourself? That's kind of a challenge, and I took that up. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a go. And the rest, as they say, is history. You may choose from the pool. Access items. Getting a fair amount. So what I kind of need to do at this point is hang around Ravenstern and Sarleone, and then try and jump in on a fight their lords are involved in. Oh, heretics. We will stay away from them. Outlaws, however, we will kill.
Out for a stroll, are we?
So yeah, my test game, heretics completely annihilated me 2 or 3 times. I don't usually save scum, so if I lose, I lose. The only time I will is if I lost like a really, really expensive piece of armour through looting. But otherwise, like losing my army or whatever, fine, I'll deal with it. It's part of the game. It's part of the challenge. And if I lose a whole bunch of companions, I very often can't be bothered to go and hunt them all down again, so I might reload then too. I should show you what options I play at. Usually it's like all the AI is on maximum. My allies take full damage, but I don't. I just find it very boring when I die, so I'm playing a bit of a hero. That's just my personal playstyle. Everyone else has their own. So please don't play against me. It doesn't make me hit anybody, it just makes me a bit tougher. And the way I see it is, I am like the king to be, so if I'm getting armour and stuff, it will be the absolute top notch. So it should be a bit more protective. Okay. I was rather hoping one of the Empire Lords would chase after them. Are they getting in? Yes. No. Maybe. Possibly. So I can't actually go to Sarleone because I'll be kicked out. So I will need to stick to Windholm, Valenbray, Javixholm. And Shah don't mind me, do they? Oops. No, we're cool with the Shah too, so I could go there. I need to try and remember what my old trade routes were like. I used to make an absolute small fortune out of that. Questing Honour Knights. Now these are affiliated with the Deshar, probably out of Eventide, sorry, out of Singal, because they are Eventide, which is the headquarters. The only problem with actually, no, I'm not going into the Deshar area because everyone there is mounted, and at this point in the game that would be very, very difficult for me to deal with. So later on, when I do have a decent army together, we will be absolutely devastating to cavalry armies. Infantry armies, especially when they do the stand closer, stand closer, stand closer, and hold a position, they just cut through cavalry. So the Jatu, for example, will become a real cash cow later on. No. And in the early game, I'm a bit of a wimp. Hey, it's Klaus. He's young. He's a young Mettenheim soldier. So the reason I chose Clausewitz is there was for a while a Pendor roleplay game going on, based on the lore, done in several forums, and in a bit of an experiment, just to see how people interact with me when they didn't know it was a developer playing, because usually I play as the character Mordred. So I created a new character with a completely unrelated name just to see how it was different, and it was actually. Having that developer tag over your name does tend to change how people relate to you. Which is cool in some ways, but also kind of annoying in others. Not annoying, just, I don't know, I'm not used to it. Right. Is there a better two-hander here? I don't want any of the stupidly long ones because they're just very hard to swing. I'm not a massive fan of axes either. two-handed sword. Don't seem to be any though. I am Mettenheim after all. And Mettenheim use two-handed swords. And very often you can find a fairly cheap, decent helmet. So there we are. Those are in their 30s. Oh, they're 700 though. So no, that'll do me. And the tavern, most importantly. Mercenary horseman, not interested. Usually if there's a distinction between like the horseman and the infantry counterpart, I will always go with the infantry. Their stats tend to be higher than the horsemen's.
Oh, well met,
You are
Captain.
a
To what do I
ransom
owe this
broker. I don't currently have any ransom. I will take a rumour though, these are always a good laugh. I wrote a couple of these, but most of them were done by Forzia.
I usually try to avoid your flavour of trouble. What do you
Ah, and
want?
here we are. This is one of the new rumours, which I just happened to know because I edited them. So none of the writing in the new version was done by me. I was purely just doing the editing, and this one little feature, which I really want to find, was on my behest, and I did a little work on that, but it was all implemented by Saxon Dragon. So thank you very much for doing that. That's really going to make a massive difference to my game. And thanks to Mad Vader for personalising it in the past. Oops, did not mean to do that. Let's go back to Valenbray. Oh, we started in Windholm, didn't we? No, don't remember. We could start helping out some of the villagers around here. In fact, we probably should, but our army is still very small. That I don't know, only brigands that you have to deal with in the trading section. We are making a fair amount of money now. We could try and swear as a, sorry, not swear to, but work as a mercenary for the Fyrdsvein or the Shah, but I'm going to wait a bit on that until I have an army which could actually help. So, Knights of the Dawn, they don't like us. We will stay away from them, because they are probably faster than us. Although because our party is so small right now, we're actually pretty quick on our feet. Oh, they found us, they're after us. Secular Knights. Probably the Valkyrie. So as you know, there are a number of different knighthood orders. Unfortunately, the orders of the, like the actual, the faction orders, as I like to call them, so that's the Valkyrie, it's the Dragon, it's the, is it the Shah one? Wind Riders? Yeah, Wind Riders. So, hang on. Who is it for these guys? Is it Radiant Cross? Immortals, that's it. The Immortals, the Wind Riders, the Lion, Valkyrie, and the Dragons. They haven't been, as fleshed out as some of the, sorry, I keep thinking that's a map, but it's not. I'm playing too many other games. Not as fleshed out as the, like, more independent factions, because it was always said that we had, like, further plans for them, and we wanted to add a lot more intrigue, particularly for the Lions. But it never really happened, I'm afraid, so they're kind of lacking. It's something we may need to look at for a future version of the game. Ah, flax. This is one of the trade routes, isn't it? I think it's... hang on. So these go to Poinsbrook. No. Yes, flax to Senderfall, which we can't do because they don't like us. Okay, 8. Mist... Yeah, I think we can do that. Mist Mountains.
When this battle is over,
It's only the shaman who's going to give us
desecrate
problems.
your body,
Because he's
then I'm going to
hard.
drink from your skull.
So, that. We'll stick everyone up here. So we do have the hill. We will be playing this fight a little more defensively. We might lose. I don't know. Warriors are pretty tough. But we'll do the usual trick of standing together. Now, because they're standing together, when the cavalry charge, they will get stuck on the close body of cavalry. Now you'll see I'm actually more for the horses here. This is one of the kind of integral completely chain stunned there. Okay, we've lost this. So what I was trying to say is Mettenheim don't care about horses. They'll quite happily cut through horses in order to get at the rider. And usually that is a very effective tactic. It's the shaman who killed us. Yeah, completely the shaman. We would have had them. Why wasn't I blocking? Huh. We have been released. We lost all of our cheese and some money. And so the fox has gone too. Annoying. Mercenary Scouts, Donovan, which we still can't afford. Merchant of Travik's home. You should always check upstairs in the taverns or in the adjacent rooms or whatever.
Well met. What can I do for you?
Could have got a rumour. Oh well. Because very often you will find additional people up there. If the main hall fills up, because there are kind of dedicated slots to where NPCs can appear, then they will go to the overflows, which are the other rooms. And sometimes if you speak to everyone and you hire a bunch of mercenaries, more people appear, because they are still technically in the tavern, they're just not displayed. Why do I keep doing that? So, no point doing the flags. The only change that I've done from how I usually play is I do mouse direction blocking, but that didn't seem to be working properly, so we'll go with automatic. Again, it's a style of play thing. I'm pretty sure I used to play with manual, but it'll take me a moment to get back into the game. 3 outlaws, we can take you.
What have we here?
He says boastfully with almost no health. Those damn Miss Mountains took all of my cheese. If there's one thing people of Mettenheim like, it's cheese. Totally made that up. That's not canon law. Come on. Come on. Oh, don't make me come to you. Oh, you're being sneaky, coming around the side. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Come on, take the shot. Simples. Thankfully we'd sold most of our loot the previous round, so we leveled up finally. I thought that was taking a while. We will go for the 12 strength and we will go for power strike. I want to do more damage. Great. 9 advance carries, not a chance. That's the raiders. Are they the ones that I lost to? Probably. I'm not going after them now. It was definitely that one shaman which made me pause in the previous fight. And unfortunately he did get the best of us. If blocking actually worked, that's why I kept on being chained, because I kept on trying to block him and then nothing was happening. And I was moving the mouse in the right direction and everything, but oh well, I'll stop complaining. I'm just a bit bitter. I don't like losing. Who does? Can anyone really say they enjoy losing? I'm not sure. Come on. Come face me. See? Block. This is always a dangerous situation when there are numerous enemies chained up in one small area. Because even if you block one strike, then the others will probably hit you. Which is why you really need athletics, so you can keep dodging out the way, letting them split up a bit, and then jumping in the fight again. Unfortunately my athletics is still pretty low, so I can't do that. The other place that you'll really see the impact of athletics is if we ever do any arena fights. we will absolutely trounce people in the melee brawls. However, any of the archery or lancing ones will be slightly more difficult because we're terrible on horses. Ooh, Sarleon. No, we will go this way. Sarleon at war with Feardsvane. How do I check that? Notes. Actions. Sarleon is currently at war with Feardsvane. Okay. And here we go. Ooh, this could be a big fight. I might actually jump in on Feardsvane's side here. Come on, fellas. Are the peasants winning that? No.
When this battle is over, I'm going to desecrate your
Against
body.
their 0.
Then I'm going to drink from your skull.
Another bug. Criminy. Finding quite a few, unfortunately. There we go. Victorious. That is the easiest battle I've ever been involved in. Fantastic. Are you engaging? No? Just running around. Waiting for Javik's home to be sieged. Okay then. I need to find one of the Feardsvane in their castle and become a mercenary, I think, and actually get involved on the political level. But unfortunately that's going to be it for today's episode. Please do like and subscribe to the channel if you want more. I do usually run strategy games, so I have a series on European Universalis going on right now, but I'm really excited to get dug in onto Mount & Blade Prophecy of Pendor again. This is... yeah, Mount & Blade is the game I have clocked the most hours on by quite a long way, actually. I mean, a lot of that, of course, is testing when I was developing, but a lot of it was just legitimately playing. And testing really is just an excuse to play the game. It totally isn't. It's completely different. Don't fall into that trap. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on episode 2. Goodbye.